Alrighty, so I said last night during the end of the live stream that I wasn't really going to make a video on like all of the stuff, but there's actually a pretty decent amount of stuff in this, and because it's not too far away, I think it would be good to just kind of go over everything and sort of know what's coming. So yeah, I think there's actually one or two more things that I wanted to grab really quickly. This specifically being one of those things. So let's open this up. Good Lord, that's really big. Is there any way I can just zoom out on this? So let's go over the patch notes first, and then we'll move into extra stuff because there's quite a bit to go over here. So obviously we have the full translations and everything like that from the JP stuff. I think this is from JP. Well, it could not be actually because well, he does actually have the Japanese, like the kanji and everything like that, so I would assume this is the Japanese translation, not the Korean translation, though they should come out to be the same thing. I'm pretty sure the guy who does the translations for Grand Cross Database translates it from Japanese. So, new Meliodas. He is purple, and the only reason I say purple is because after looking through some of the game files, like the new images and stuff like that, they actually have the new, you know, colors in, like they have the new attributes in as purple and yellow, and I guess that makes sense instead of saying like dark and light, but I think they're going to be considered dark and light. So he is a dark Meliodas. His passive is when allies use a single target attack skill for 3 turns, increases all stats of the hero by 6% up to 5 times. So the fact that this is increasing all stats instead of just basic stats that most skills do, I think that's the biggest reason why during the showcase and everything like that during the live stream is, I think that's one of the biggest reasons he had such insane lifesteal. But then again, I think he had a pretty decent amount of lifesteal in the sort of like just them showing off the skills, like in the like training mode or whatever, where you just get to use the skills and everything. So I don't know, he might have a pretty decent like base lifesteal as well, but this is, it seems like the way that the kit works is you're gonna want to take him down as fast as possible before he gets built up, so that way he doesn't just become unstoppable. Because unlike Assault Mode Meliodas, who needs you to attack him, he basically just goes on a rampage with his team, and if you don't stop him fast, he's basically just going to kind of snowball out of control. The rest of it is when 2 or more single target attack skills are used within the same turn, decreases allies' damage taken from enemies by 8%, and it stacks all the way up to 40%. And this is like I don't think this has like a time limit or anything like that, it just persists. So that is one of the biggest reasons why you want to make sure that you're killing him as quick as possible, because if you use 2, you know, if he goes first and you use 2 skills or 2 single target skills right out the gate on the same turn, you're immediately going to take 8% less damage from enemies, which is pretty big, especially if it stacks all the way up to 40. If you leave him alone for too many turns, it could be a problem. So his main skill, which is the single target, is an amplify skill, which is pretty good because, you know, obviously as your single target attacking, you know, teammates, you know, hit with single target attack skills, he gains buffs, which in turn make it to where you can deal more damage with amplify. I'm assuming you could use them with other buffers and stuff like that. I was thinking about it, and Margaret almost seems like she would be an okay unit. Obviously, the big downside to Margaret is that she uses an AoE skill, which would not contribute to the passive, but her, you know, buff skill automatically gives him 2 buffs. So I don't know, I don't think that would really be all that great, but I don't know. It's just, I've just been thinking about the unit a lot because he's really, really interesting. And I'm sure there's going to be a ton of different teams that people are going to be trying out as soon as he actually gets released on the game. His other skill is a Pierce card that is an AoE skill, which is pretty cool, actually. I feel like we haven't had a really good Pierce card in a while, and I think that there's potential for this one to be like a lot of fun, I think. I don't know. It's been a while since we've gotten a Pierce card in general, so looking forward to that, kind of. His ultimate. I actually don't completely hate the scaling on this one. Normally the scaling for me on ultimates is just absolutely ridiculous for festival heroes, but this one's not awful. I would have to see like how it scales as far as like from level 1 to 2. Just being able to see it from level 1 to level 6 is not really enough information for me. But it doesn't seem terrible. It's definitely, you know, it definitely ramps up, but it's not like super crazy, I guess. But the skill itself is removes buffs and stances on all enemies, reduces enemies all I don't know why it's written like this, but reduces all stats of enemies by 5% for 2 turns, and inflicts cleave damage equal to 390% of attack on all enemies. So it's an AoE skill. Cancels their buffs and stances, and it reduces their stats by 5% all the way up to 30% at level 6 for 2 turns, which is pretty good. And because it's a cleave skill, if you don't know, cleave skills cannot crit, which has potential for him to be paired with Cusack to do a really good amount of damage, actually. Because if you don't know, Cusack's passive makes it to where if a demon unit attacks and doesn't crit, then it deals more damage, I'm pretty sure, depending on how much HP or how much boosted HP they have, I guess. So he should be pretty interesting. The banner itself is very odd to me because I don't think that they've really marketed this as a festival or a Holy War festival, but they're just calling it like the 2022 like New Year festival, which would make it sound like a regular festival, but they have Holy War festival units on the banner, which is really interesting. So the actual lineup of the banner, I've seen it. They have all of the archangels on there, and there's Chandler and a couple of other units, and then the rest of them are basically just trash units or like coin shop units that are not really all that great anymore. But the main festival lineup is right here, and the fact that they're making it to where when you hit 900 you can choose between all 5 of them is kind of like crazy. Like they've never done anything like that before. Normally when you get to 900 you either get the new character for the banner or you get to choose between the new character and the last character most of the time. So the fact that you can choose between the new Meliodas, which I would imagine most people are going to pick unless they 6/6 him in that rotation, you can choose Goddess Elizabeth, Festival Gother, Margaret, or Cusack, which are all pretty solid units. It's been a really long time since Festival Elizabeth or Goddess Elizabeth has been on a banner, so I think that there's a decent amount of potential for, you know, newer players to get her, which is not great because I really hate this unit and she's super annoying. So there's probably going to be an influx of people who don't have her that are going to get her and then start using her, which it is what it is. She's a unit in the game. You know, you're more than you know, able to use the unit, but I hate her. She's so annoying. But yeah, honestly, a really strong like lineup as far as like festival units goes. You know, Margaret's still pretty good. Cusack's actually really good. Festival Gother's pretty relevant at the moment, and I mean, you know, if you can pull extra copies of him, you can make his ultimate do more damage. Goddess Elizabeth, if you get extra copies of her, she reflects more with her ultimate, which is pretty good. And then obviously Meliodas is Meliodas. So honestly, it's not bad. And these are all 0.25. If I'm not mistaken, there's a lot of SSR units besides the festival units. I think it's like a 0.18 or something, kind of low for the rest of the units, which actually seems kind of good. It might be like a 0.14 actually. It's pretty low compared to what it normally is, which I guess is a good thing because that'll make it to where the festival units themselves are going to be like the higher chance to get, which I mean normally they are, but this just makes it even higher of a chance to get them over, you know, one of the random SSRs, I guess. I mean technically it's going to be the same percentage, but you know what I mean. So other than that, other than the banner and everything like that, we do have chapter 22 coming out, which is kind of cool. There is going to be a character filter that you can now filter by attribute, races, and traits, which is kind of neat. There is a new special card pack set that is going to be coming out, so they're going to be giving away 5 packs, and each of them are going to be the cards that you need for this new set. And the set is decreases the damage taken, decreases, I'll just read it verbatim because I don't know why the translation, like the way he worded this is really odd to me, but that might just be the way that it translated. It says decreases the damage of the 7 deadly sins allies taken from enemies by 2, 4, 6, 8, 10%. So if you can use that in PvP, that's pretty strong considering most of the sins have a festival unit and everything like that. So if you could, you know, mitigate damage with a card set, obviously that would be pretty beneficial. Obviously, card sets only work in geared PvP. So for regular ungeared, I guess it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But I don't know, just the fact that they're making more card sets that are actually halfway decent and you can use them in PvP is just a little concerning. But I don't know, it probably won't be like a super huge difference to begin with. His new outfits, we already looked over these in the live stream itself. Looking forward to these. They look really cool. Festival units in the coin shop. So the following festival units will be available in the coin shop until the 27th of January 2022, which that's a little weird that it's the 27th of January, because, well, I guess it's not that weird. If they're getting their patch tomorrow, which I'm pretty sure they are, because we've already got the people who do leaks have already gotten the Google Drive full of all of the new images for the patch. That means the festival will end on the 27th of January. So yes, and you can exchange them for 3 festival coins. So they're going to have Lostvayne, Goddess Eliz, Winged King, which is the old king, the one Escanor, Little Merlin, Purgatory Bond, Festival Gother, Assault Mode Meliodas, Executioner's Eldris, Margaret, and Cusack, which is a really strong lineup. The only unit that's not on here pretty much is just the new king. So that being said, now is going to be a really good time to, if you pull extra copies of festival units on the banner, you could potentially get any of the new character or any of the festival characters that you want, depending on how many coins you end up stacking up, except for the new king that just came out. So that's pretty interesting. So yeah, they're also adding this little small, I guess it's not really like a quality of life thing, but it's just like a small little feature where you can change who actually gives you your login rewards, which is kind of cool, I guess. As you can see here, they change it from Elizabeth to Lilia. I'm not sure if there's gonna you're gonna be able to change it to any character or if it's only female characters or whatever the case may be, but I don't know, we'll look at that a little bit more when it actually comes out of the game. I'm sure some of the JP people might show it off, probably not, it's kind of a minuscule feature, but I don't know, I'll look at it whenever it comes to global for sure, because we're gonna get it next week. I think, isn't it next week? Yeah, so we get it on Thursday next week, so we're roughly 1 week and 1 day away. There is going to be a special login bonus. They talked about this in the dev note, if I'm not mistaken, but it's for 14 days. You get 3 diamonds a day, which is kind of nice. Just some extra diamonds, of course. Costume reruns and sales. If I'm not mistaken, when I was reading through the actual patch notes page itself, it seemed like they are going to be doing an actual costume sale. So if you don't know, that makes it to where UR cosmetics go down from 30 diamonds to 20 diamonds. I think SSR outfits are 15 instead of 20, and then SR outfits are 7 instead of 10 or something like that. I can't remember exactly what the scaling is on the SR ones, but yeah, they're going to be doing an actual cosmetic sale. I'm pretty sure they're bringing back a couple of cosmetic sets and stuff like that that are like the limited time ones that are going to be on sale as well. I don't know if they're going to be on sale, but they will be available for purchase. So that's kind of cool. So there's going to be a ton of costumes and stuff like that that you can get. If you need costumes for certain characters, this would be a good time to get them because they will be cheaper. The special missions for the actual thing itself aren't too crazy. Exchange with King 3 times. Use Event Boss Exchange Shop 5 times. If you don't know that they're adding that one weird blue bowling pin looking boss that kind of reminds me of Galland for some reason, like his face does, and he's got the weird colorful beads for an arm. That guy's coming back. So if you exchange in the exchange shop 5 times, you'll finish this one. Bingo 10 times. Pull on character gotcha 3 times, which isn't going to be hard because I'm sure everybody, as soon as the patch drops, is going to be summoning, except for if you're saving. Clear Fort Solgris reward dungeon 2 times, and then you'll be able to get all of this done. So all of this is going to be able to be done day 1, except for the Clear Fort Solgris reward, unless the patch drops early. If they drop the patch before the normal maintenance time, then there's potential for us to be able to finish this day 1, but it just depends on when they do maintenance. They haven't been doing early maintenance for for most of the festivals lately for global, so I don't know, we'll just have to kind of wait and see for us. But yeah, if you can get all of these done, that's a free multi on the banner, and you get 10 gems for beating them all, so pretty easy stuff. There is a bingo event. A really interesting thing about this bingo event is that on the 7th like round of the bingo event, you actually get this blue New Year's Jericho, which is pretty interesting. And I actually wanted to look up what this Jericho does, because if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure she is the one that gives you gray demons if you have her outfit, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if he actually has it wrote down here or not. I don't think he does, actually, which is a bit unfortunate. I would have to open the game, and unfortunately I don't have it open at the moment, but I'm pretty sure that this is the unit that you get gray demons from. Like, you can guarantee yourself a gray demon drop from doing boss battles, if I'm not mistaken. I know it's one of the demons, I'm pretty sure, because she's not one of the ones that give you cosmetic upgrades, and you have to have the costume set for her to be able to do it as well. But yeah, I don't know, I thought it was kind of weird that they're giving away that specific character instead of somebody else. I don't know, I just thought it was kind of odd, like, but I mean, it's still kind of a win either way. Kind of cool if you don't have her. There's a free unit. Diamond payback event, so if you don't know, they do these every once in a while during festivals and stuff like that, where if you spend all the way up to the 900 point, you'll get all of these rewards for spending gems, which is just kind of another way for them to entice you to spend your gems. New Year's 2022 luck gachapon event, so this is if you were playing during the assault mode Meliodas event, they basically are going to be doing a system where there are limited rewards for each of these rewards, and you can like roll 3 times a day to try and get these rewards. You need to log into the game to get one, to like pull clear main stage or SP dungeon one time to get the second one, and then there's like a social media event, like share this on social media thing. But I'm pretty sure you could literally just click the button, it'll open it up, and then you just close it and you don't share, and it considers it done. Which was kind of funny. But yeah, you can do it 3 times a day. The top reward, only 20 of these rewards are available, at least for the Japanese version. You can win 1,000 diamonds, which is pretty sick. You're probably going to want to try to do this as many times a day as you can, every day of the event, so that way you can try to get these big rewards, because there's a lot of diamonds to be had here if you can get super lucky. But yeah, I don't know, hopefully they don't do the same mistake that they did on the global version of the game during the assault mode Meliodas stuff, because during that time they still had super limited quantities of these rewards, and they ended up running out like 2 or 3 days into the event, and then they just closed the event down and people weren't allowed to do it anymore, which was kind of stupid. Like, they're the one who sets the quantities, and the global version of the game is so much bigger, you know, as far as like player base, than the other 2 versions of the game are. So I don't know why we had the same amount of like rewards that they did, but it didn't go over well. There's people that really did not like that, so hopefully that's different this time around. But you never know. There's also this New Year 2022 Lucky Draw event. I'm not exactly sure what this is. I think it's just like a thing that you can do maybe once a day or something like that, but you just pull it and you just open up the little envelope and it gives you one of these 3 rewards, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember exactly how this one works, but I'm pretty sure we've had this once before as well. So that's all of the stuff that he's pretty much translated. The only other stuff that I wanted to go over was this specifically. Somebody posted this in the Discord. This is from the actual like JP patch notes page itself, and it just goes over a little bit of the stuff for the dark attribute. So addition of the new attribute dark attribute effect when forming a dark attribute. The wording's a little bit weird because it's Google translated. The damage done by allied heroes to the dominant attribute increases by 10%. So they've already pretty much gotten this translated from the trailer that we got leaked, and the official trailer that's out now with better resolution, where if you have a dark attribute unit on your team, all of your allies get basically double type advantage. Because if you don't know, I'm pretty sure when you use a red unit against a blue unit, when you use a blue unit against a red unit, you have type advantage, so you do 10% extra damage. And if you have a dark attribute unit on your team and you use a blue unit against a red unit, you'll basically have 20% extra damage. So you'll not only do type advantage, but you'll get an extra 10% of damage on top of that. I don't know if that's gonna scale to 20%, or if it'll just be like 10% of the new total, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. All of that math stuff is very weird with some of the ways that they end up doing this kind of thing, but just having a dark attribute unit on your team immediately makes type advantage more worth it. And then for the dark attribute heroes themselves, they do not have type disadvantage to any hero, so they basically, or they always have type advantage on anything except dark attribute, I'm pretty sure it is. So damage to non-dark heroes increases to by 10%. I don't know if there's going to be some sort of thing about that with the light attribute when they add that. Like, I don't know if light attribute is going to be type disadvantage for dark. I would imagine it would be, but who knows. So the weird thing here, or the interesting thing really, is all of these sort of I guess like asterisks. It says dark properties do not apply to existing properties, which is whatever. Dark attribute can participate regardless of attribute in hell difficulty before annihilation. I don't know what before annihilation is supposed to mean. I think that's just a weird translation thing, but the fact that it's basically saying that you can use dark attribute characters in hell difficulty no matter what, because, you know, they don't fit into the speed, strength, HP categories. Like, you could, like, I could potentially use the new Meliodas to fight Belmoth if I wanted to, or I could use him to fight Red Demon if I wanted to. I can basically use him in any of the hell difficulty fights, regardless of him not being that specific typing, which is very interesting. Dark attribute heroes will receive Dark Festival Hero coins when additionally acquired after the initial acquisition. So if you pull extra copies of Meliodas on the new banner, you are not going to get a Festival coin, you're going to get a Dark Festival coin, which I'm assuming will be able to be traded for other Dark Festival characters in the future. Which is like a whole nother can of worms, I guess. So now not only do you have to worry about, you know, silver coins, gold coins, platinum coins, and then festival coins, but now there's going to be dark festival coins on top of that, and I can only assume that there will be light festival coins as well, which just seems like a whole lot. Like, I don't know why you would just split them like that. I don't know, but it is what it is, I guess. Next up, 7 types of dark attribute essence have been added to the night shop. I'm not sure exactly which night shop this is talking about, but we'll probably see it whenever they get in game. Dark attribute essence, I'm assuming, is going to be one of the materials that you need to power up the new unit. Because right here it says dark attribute heroes evolution and super evolution consumes dark spellbook and can be exchanged for strength, stamina, speed spells on the dark attribute hero evolution / super evolution screen. So there's going to be a whole new set of books and stuff like that you need to power up these units, which is a little bit interesting. Obviously, I guess it was going to be required at some point, because somebody even brought it up during the live stream, and they were saying, you know, what kind of books and materials are you going to need to power this guy up? So that was one of the things that I wanted to just scroll through some of these images and stuff like that for, because obviously, like, they have just different kinds of like just screen, like, these are the actual I was gonna say attributes, but these are the actual like textures and assets and stuff like that they use in game. They're just literally in just PNG format pretty much. So the one thing that's kind of interesting about the banner is I'm pretty sure whatever SSRs you draw on this banner, if you haven't pulled them or they're not already UR level 80, they will become UR level 80 whenever you pull them, which is kind of nice. So whenever you pull the new Meliodas, he should already be UR 80. You'll just have to get him to level 90 and then super awaken him, I assume. So that's pretty interesting. You shouldn't have to worry too much about the whole like dark books and everything like that for this first unit if you pull him off of this banner. They have some of his cut-ins and everything like that, which is kind of interesting. Nothing too crazy through here. A lot of these, you can see these are literally just like textures and stuff like that they end up putting on heroes. Like you can tell that this is like Escanor in that purple suit. I'm pretty sure this is Meliodas in his little green suit or whatever. And then probably here's some of the other sins. Here's his actual cut-in. This is one of the biggest reasons why I go through these, is to get these cut-in, or like these actual like character portraits, so that way I can use them in thumbnails and stuff. And I just thought there was a bunch of interesting ones in here. So obviously you've got some of the new like story icon things that you see on the maps. You do have the darkness attribute thing right here. You have the light attribute right here, which is, you can see the beginning of it, but it shows them more over to the right. That's off screen. But this one is considered to be called purple, and this one is yellow, which I thought was kind of interesting. Here's the actual books themselves, which is kind of cool. You can see the books there. They look a little bit different. They're kind of cooler looking as far as I'm concerned, but you have the purple books for the darkness characters, and then you have the light books for the light characters, which is interesting. And then this is one thing that I was kind of confused about. I'm not sure if this is to do with just like, sometimes they have assets with different colors to sort of help in certain scenarios or whatever the case may be, because obviously, you know, these aren't just things that you normally see in the game. Sometimes these are just like background assets and stuff like that that get used for, you know, various different like applications and stuff like that. But you can see that they have the regular light attribute and the dark attribute here, which are attribute 5 and 6. But you also have 7 and 8, which is like a pink version of the light, and then like a green version of the dark, which is kind of weird. I don't know. I don't think that's going to be like new typings or anything like that. Like, I don't think that there's going to be like a new pink typing or like a weird like teal green typing or whatever. But I don't know. I just thought that was kind of interesting. We have a picture of the tickets and like the headshots and stuff like that for all of the things. They are going to have boxes for each of the or for the new darkness stuff. And then down here you can actually see the new Meliodas coin, which this is going to be the new Dark Festival coin. So it looks kind of cool. I mean, it is what it is. I'm still kind of iffy about the fact that they're making it look different, or like it's a whole different coin in itself. Not sure how I feel about that, but it is what it is. Here's the light boxes. We have the character skills and everything like that. Just some small headshots and stuff like that, and then whatever the case may be. I don't think there was anything else crazy in here that I wanted to show. But yeah, they've got basically just all the assets in here with different kinds of backgrounds and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I don't know. Honestly, there's a whole lot to this. I'm super excited because I really like the character, but I'm also a little scared at the same time because adding a new attribute and stuff like that to the game is kind of a big deal. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm really interested to see how it sort of pans out and what they end up doing, because I can only assume that they're going to add a light character relatively soon to sort of help counteract the whole like new darkness attribute. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good time for Grand Cross. I think it's going to be a very interesting time. I think that he doesn't look insanely OP right off the bat. I'm sure once people find his best team, he's going to be pretty crazy. But yeah, I don't know. For the moment, he doesn't seem like he's like absolutely like broken like some of the other characters that they've kind of shown off were. Like whenever Bond got first announced, I thought he was ridiculous, like way overpowered. So I don't know. He doesn't look like he's Bond broken to me on release, which is a good thing in my eyes. But that's pretty much it. I don't have anything else to go over. Just figured I would sort of consolidate all of this information into a single video, so that way you guys can sort of get ready for the new patch and everything like that, and you'll know what's coming. So that's pretty much it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you guys in the next one.